The delegate of Brazil. The floor, sir.
Obrigado, Mr. Chair. Deixe antes fazer uma breve apresentação. Faço parte da delegação brasileira.
Senador Lindbergh,
Part of the Brazilian delegation.
Sou senador da República.
He's pertaining from the Brazilian, a member of the Brazilian Senate.
Pai de uma garota que tem síndrome de Down.
And father of my daughter has Down syndrome.
Por isso acabei virando o presidente da Comissão das Pessoas com Deficiência do Senado brasileiro.
Now in Brazil, I have the position of being president of the National Commission for overseeing disabled persons with disabilities.
Mas pedi a palavra nesse ponto de debate sobre a Convenção.
I asked the floor
para falar da preocupação e perguntar sobre a crise econômica internacional.
I would like to raise the question of the present economic crisis.
O nosso temor é que a crise econômica prejudique o ritmo de implantação de políticas públicas definidas pela Convenção.
We fear that this economic crisis might somewhat damage the pace of implementation of the Convention.
O artigo 27 fala de trabalho e emprego.
Article 27 speaks about employment and jobs.
O artigo 28 de padrão de vida e proteção social adequados.
Article 28 of living standards and adequate social standards as well.
E o que vemos no mundo? Países falando em cortes de gastos, cortes de investimentos, cortes de programas sociais.
And now we see everywhere in countries from many different regions speaking about budget cuts in phasing out social programs in relation to persons with disabilities.
O nosso temor é que as pessoas com deficiência sejam muito afetadas por essa crise com corte de políticas públicas e programas sociais.
And we fear as well that these cuts might bring serious damage to the implementation of these programs.
Em relação ao mercado de trabalho, sabemos que somos o elo mais frágil. Pois bem,
we are the most fragile link in this whole chain.
Pois bem, não podemos admitir retrocesso, desemprego.
We cannot admit any retrocess or unemployment.
Ou mesmo diminuição do ritmo de inclusão no mercado de trabalho.
Or even the reduction of the absorption of disabled persons into the labor market.
Para finalizar, sabemos que nessa conferência
to finalize,
não há aprovação de uma resolução.
We know that this conference, the format of this conference, does not support an outcome document.
Se houvesse, o Brasil ia defender.
But in the positive case, Brazil would defend
texto que falasse nenhum direito a menos para as pessoas com deficiência.
A text that would highlight the motto of no less rights to persons with disabilities.
Nenhum direito a menos.
No less rights.
Porque essa crise foi gerada pela irresponsável falta de regulação do sistema financeiro nos países ricos.
This economic crisis was brought about by deregulation of the financial system
dos países ricos.
Within the context of the developed world.
E não é justo que os mais vulneráveis e as pessoas com deficiência paguem essa conta.
And it's not fair that people with disabilities pay for this the price for this process.
A presidenta Dilma e o governo do Brasil,
President Dilma Rousseff, President of Brazil, and our government
vão apresentar em setembro
will present in September
plano específico
a specific plan of action
de criação de empregos
of job generation
para pessoas com deficiência como forma de enfrentar a crise.
So as to envision the cause of persons with disabilities.
Esperamos que esse caminho inspire outros países.
We hope that this action inspire other countries and organizations.
Que é um caminho de proteção ao emprego e aos direitos. O mesmo caminho que está expresso na Convenção das Pessoas com Deficiência.
To follow the path of support, total support to persons with disabilities, the same way, likewise, it is written in the Convention. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
I thank the Senator for his important remarks. I wonder if any other panelists would like to comment on Ms. Stewart.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Senator, for this important point. From the perspective of the UN system, this has been an area of great concern, the impact of the economic and financial crisis on development. Just probably in 2008, as things were falling apart, the high-level committee on programs of the UN system got together and identified what we called joint crisis initiatives. There were several of them focusing on the importance of food, humanitarian support. Two of them, in specific response to your question, related to jobs and to social protection. One was the Global Jobs Pact, which puts focus on the importance of employment and support for those who may suffer unemployment as a result of the economic downturn, including persons with disabilities. A second, which is a interagency-wide initiative, is the social protection floor. And predicating the importance of social protection at this time is the clear understanding that it is cash transfers and social protection through unemployment insurance and through benefits to persons with disabilities and others that is essential for recovery. It's part of aggregate demand. And so we have a very robust set of initiatives from the UN system that are now implemented and being implemented at the country level. And we've in fact just done a review of that work in the most current UNDAF. So thank you for that question. And we are embracing the impact of the crisis significantly, I think, as a UN family.
Ms. Sakiyama?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Mr. Senator, I cannot agree with you more about what you said about the negative effect of economic crisis on persons with disabilities. I think our member states in our region can also agree with you on that point. And I think the other day our NGO colleagues also made a point that because of the economic crisis, the budget for the projects have been dramatically reducing. So what I like to say for this point is that why don't we actually come up with an economic argument about including persons with disabilities more? Meaning, okay, as I said in my speech, the mindsets of the government officials or stakeholders might be still be thinking of disability issues as an unavoidable cost. So in the time of economic crisis, they think of this as like something negative. But we can see this as an opportunity, meaning persons with disabilities can be consumers. So think of that as a part of a economic stimulus package. And in the light of a population aging, I think there is enormous potential for a growing industry regarding providing accessible services for persons with disabilities or older persons with disabilities. So I think that there are a number of positive ways to tackle with this, and we as a regional commission would like to come up with enhanced economic argument on this point. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Akiyama. I now have 4 additional questions from the floor, and that is the maximum we will have time for given where we are in the overall program. I have Sierra Leone, Panama, Guatemala,